Hey, and welcome back to Talk a Better World. I'm SirFelixTheCat, and this is The Blender. So, I've been a fan of Pokemon basically my entire life. Since I was 10 years old, I was able to stop watching my TV, go downstairs, talk to my mom, and then she sent me off to Professor Oak's house to get my first Pokemon. So, I've been a fan of Pokemon basically my whole life. 10 years old, I started playing red version, then I got blue version, and then yellow version. I got all the next tier. I got ruby and emerald, diamond, pearl. I basically had them all. I didn't play platinum back in the day. And then I around black and white, that was the last one I played for a while. And then I finally came back to it just years later. And those games are great. There's only one thing I feel is probably missing. And they did kind of address some of that in Pokemon Arceus Legends Arceus, whatever you want to call it. And that's kind of like a survival aspect. Yeah, when you're playing the regular game, all your Pokemon do kind of need to survive in order for you to win a battle, but it's not like true survival. That's just one of the things I feel is missing. So, what I'd like to see from the Pokemon games going forward. So, like I said, survival. We need to have some sort of impact, like your character needs to have some impact, like you did in Legends Arceus. You could get hurt. I appreciate that. They tell you all the time the world of Pokemon is dangerous. So let's have that danger in the mainline stories. Like, give us some like threat of life and death for your Pokemon trainer. Like, that would be very interesting. It would help add a little bit more to all that your trainer has gone through in order to get there. Like Ash Ketchum in the show. He's not exactly safe going out there. He does get hurt. And we kind of need that for our character too. Help us develop some sense of character, some grand story that we've gone through. Another thing I like to see is probably better trainers. Have more just... I know in the later games they did get better with it, but I feel like you don't fight too many trainers. And this is the world of Pokemon. You should be out there. I like how they did it in the second generation. How you had the phone and you could call people back up, or like they'd call you back up and be like, hey, you want to fight again? That was a very cool aspect. Give us that sense of building a full world. It would be beautiful. And then compared to the last games, Scarlet and Violet, I do appreciate the fact they did the open world. Like, that was very cool. You could go take your own path and do all these different things. And that was fun. I did very much enjoy that at first. However, you do kind of have to set some boundaries. You can't just go out there and be like, hey, go anywhere you want. Because I did do that. I did that on both playthroughs of the game. And yeah, I'm just absurdly stupid powerful before I get anywhere. There's a little bit too much freedom. The gyms were just a joke by the time I actually did them. Everything was pretty much a joke by the time I did it. It was just the first, one event of each place gave me a challenge. Because after that, I had time to go explore, level up a lot. It kind of killed the end of the game for me. I still enjoyed it. I love those games, glitches or not. They are very fun and a very fun island. Now, I would also like them to let me be evil. And yeah, I know that's kind of weird, but ever since I was a kid, I've wanted a Team Rocket version. I want to be doing something bad and be shown my ways being evil. It's more of a darker, deeper story, kind of like they did with the GameCube games. I was going to call it Shadow of the Colossus, and that's a complete wrong one. The heck is it called? Pokemon game on the GameCube. Gale of Darkness, that's the one I'm thinking of. Okay, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. That is more of a dark story. It let us... I mean, it's not completely dark. Your guy is a good guy in the end. But you seem kind of shady at first, I'm not going to lie. Your character is kind of shady. But that's something that we need, is not just a happy-go-lucky, I'm a good guy, I'm going to save the day. In Scarlet and Violet, I thought they were going to go a little bit more mature, and they just didn't. I understand. They want these games to be for all ages. However, I watched Scooby-Doo when I was a kid, and that's a pretty dark show. It's a comedy, but if you think about it, it is a very frightening show for a little kid. I mean, art-wise, I don't know about, and maybe sound effects. But, I mean, still, Scooby-Doo, you're not going to get too scared of him. But yeah, that's just something I want to see as a darker, not extremely dark, but darker themed story for this next game. Or any of the games in the future. Just something. Give me something. Building. So, I love games where I can build a house. I can build a fort. I play a lot of No Man's Sky. Favorite game. I love to just go to a new planet and just build a home. Let me do that. Like, there's a lot of things you could do out there. Make it kind of like Breath of the Wild and Arceus, where you pick up things in the wild. I could gather materials. Make it almost life simmy. You would sell a lot if you made the game just a little bit more life simmy. It would be great. We could go through, we could like start a relationship with somebody. I mean, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, but you could just become good friends with somebody. Who knows? I mean, I don't care what you do to add it. Just some sort of relationship bond system. Let your Pokemon help you out. I'm not saying go as far as like Pal World. I mean, eventually I do want them to do like a Pokemon type game set up like that. I've been asking for that Pokemon MMO for basically since I knew what an MMO was and Pokemon was. We want something that allows us to interact with our world and our Pokemon. So yeah, like say I'm going to have a garden. Let me have my Bulbasaur go out there and help me. Let me have my Machoke walk around and help me build houses and whatnot. Like let's do this. Like I would love to see, even in the next Legends, if I could help build up the town, like build up the city, that'd be great. Like I want to see my impact on it. Arceus or Legends Arceus did a pretty good job. They didn't let me actually build though. They let me see like how my efforts were adding to the town. And yeah, that was cool. I appreciated that. But I want to do more. I want to literally like build my wall and place it somewhere. I want to No Man's Sky this game. It'd be fun. And then have like the farming and all that aspect. Like actually have to assign some of your Pokemon that you catch in the wild to do it. And maybe you have to go there and like work with them because they're getting a little rebellious because you left them at like essentially a daycare so they could work on your garden for you. Something to interact, make the game feel alive. That would be great. Now, I'd also like for them to make a follow-up to Scarlet and Violet. And not in the sense like I want a bug-ridden mess. I want to be able to like actually do the time travel part. Like instead of just going into some pit that has Pokemon summoned from way out in the future, way in the past, depending on whichever game you're playing, to actually go there. Like that would be wild. They've never done anything like that where I guess Arceus, you did time travel. But go back in the Pokemon leagues, like go back to one of the first Pokemon leagues and go against them. Some sort of time travel-y mechanic where I could like hop between places, make it a little more sci-fi. And this could be a spin-off game. It doesn't have to be a mainline story. It could be another like Gale of Darkness or Colosseum, something on that just lets me go out and play more into the world. Let me see more of the history, the lore of the Pokemon world. Let me see back in the days when like people were hooking up with Pokemon, because that would be an absolutely insane time to be alive. Crazy people. But yeah, these are just a few of the things that I've been thinking of. Like, I really want to see Pokemon take like the next step. I've seen so many games I love take the next step. Currently, I'm playing East 10 Nordic, and that is just a fantastic game. They took everything from their previous games and just made it better. You can now sail, you can do ship combat. You can do like these cool little team attacks, which are like improvements of previous games. It's beautiful. Like I love seeing my favorite IPs grow. We've seen, even if you don't agree, we've seen Star Ocean grow. It's grown dramatically. Its newest game, beautiful combat. It can get a little cheesy because you end up doing the same thing, like you just use your jetpack mode and fly through enemies and start tearing them up. And yeah, it is a little repetitive, but it's so much better than what we used to have. And I love the old games. 1, 2, the one on PS2, the one on PS3 and Xbox 360. They're all fantastic games. But this newest one kind of just takes it to a new level because it's so much more. They're refining everything. It's beautiful. Yeah, we've seen it with movies too. Now movies, it can go a little wild. Like, look at John Wick. So John Wick, he started off as like just this super savage assassin. And then they kind of went a little more cartoony as the movies went on. By the fourth one, he gets hit by like 12 cars and he gets shot just 500 million times, but none of it does any damage to him because he's wearing that full bulletproof suit because no one can shoot in the face. I never understood that. I mean, he fell off like a 3-story building and had some huge guy jump on top of him. It's a little over the top, but it still did advance that world. Now we see exactly the level of durability and tech that these people are working with. It's cool. It's nice to see inside. We also had the look at the, I don't know what you want to call them, like the Illuminati Guild Board of Assassins, whatever they were. There was like a decorum they had to follow, and it was great to see. Let's see more of that from Pokemon. I liked seeing the fact that in Scarlet we had a school, and in Emerald we had like the battle tower, which was like that much more. We had the train systems in a lot of the games, like the subway battle system, which is still showing they have an architecture set up for a subway. I like seeing these things. I like learning more about the worlds that I'm in. And Pokemon is such a fascinating world with these creatures that just seem to have endless power, essentially. I mean, yeah, they get tired, but the power they have is just limitless almost. And yeah, let us get more into that. Even bring back some more of the dungeon crawler one, whatever it's called, Mystery Dungeon. Bring back the Ranger games, because those were fun. I mean, you could do it. You have the Switch. Let us draw on the screen. Just say it's a handheld only game. I'm sure nobody's going to complain. But yeah, that's just some of my thoughts on it. Let me know down if you're looking forward to the next Pokemon games. The next one announced was the next Legends game, ZA, which is going to be cool. I'm looking forward to that one. I'm glad to see that they're going to most likely take this formula that people fell in love with and just improve upon it. Which I'm hoping they improve upon it. That's usually what they do. But who knows? It could go just completely down south. It could just be the biggest trash game ever, but I highly doubt that. But yeah, let me know, and until next time, you take care. Hey, thanks for watching.
Give us a like if you enjoyed it, and dislike it if you didn't.
Let us know what you think about the channel.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Tell your mom.